Good morning. I am in Big Springs, Nebraska at the Motel 6. The sun is just now coming up. It's about 6:30, and I drove here from Naperville yesterday on kind of the western edge of Nebraska, just on the edge of Colorado. Got about an hour to drive before I'm in Wyoming, and I'm going to drive through Wyoming today into Utah, and my final destination is Park City, Utah, and the adventure continues. I am here in beautiful Park City, Utah. Today I drove about 8 hours from Big Springs, Nebraska to Park City, Utah, going through Wyoming, which was probably one of the most beautiful drives I've ever done in my whole life. But I'm in Park City, Utah, and as you can see, there is definitely not any snow. And that is very weird for me, because I've only ever seen this place with snow. So I'm just really happy to be here. Wish Amanda was here with me, but I walked all the way to downtown. Now I'm headed back to have dinner. Good morning. I am somewhere in a place called Fillmore, Utah. I've been driving from Park City for about 2.5 hours, and just went over those mountains behind me, and that was pretty exciting. It's hard to even describe how insanely just spectacular the views are. I will say it's hard to appreciate the views while also navigating the windy, twisty roads. And there's people who I guess live here who maybe they see this all the time, so they want to go a lot faster than I do. But nevertheless, stayed in the right lane, put the cruise control on, and was able to just really appreciate just the insane beauty that was all around me. The weather is really crazy. One minute it's 40 degrees, the next minute it's 75 degrees. It's sunny, then it'll start raining like crazy out of nowhere. And it was like that yesterday in Wyoming as well. I will say the drive in Wyoming yesterday was probably the best drive I've ever had in my whole life. Today's been really great too. Got to go through the town of Provo, Utah, which was one I had heard of many times but had never been to and really liked a lot. I'd like to actually go back there and be able to stop and look around sometime. But yeah, just got out of the car here for a minute to stretch my legs. I got about, I think, another 2 hours to Bryce Canyon. Not in a rush necessarily, because I'm not supposed to be able to get into my campsite until noon, and at this point going to get there before that. So yeah, probably just going to kind of cruise on down the road and enjoy it. But definitely entering the area of no phone reception, and that's okay. And I'm just really enjoying myself a lot so far. Well, I am actually here. I am in Bryce Canyon. Finished the drive around 11:30 this morning and got to my campsite, and it's fantastic. It's everything I wanted it to be. And got my car camp thing all set up and filled up my water bottle, and I went and checked out the showers and the general store, And then I got my stuff together, put some film in the camera, and I headed off for my first hike. And I did the Queen's Garden and the Navajo Loop, which basically means going down there into the canyon and then back up again. It's actually one of the more popular trails, so there was quite a few other people there. But that's okay. Um, it was. I don't have the words. It was beyond description. I just I think I walked around with just a big dumb grin on my face the whole time, and I had to stop myself from taking a photo of every single thing. Um, Everything's been great so far. Um, I know Amanda would like it here, except for there are some bees and there are a whole lot of hills. And I know she's not too big on either one of those things. But there is all of this. And it's well worth it. And gonna head back to the campsite now and relax a little bit, have a bite to eat, and then head out again. Um, I got here way earlier than I expected to today, so kind of didn't plan to do a lot today. So I got to figure out what is best to fill the rest of the day with. But just really happy to be here, and it's awesome. Well, good morning. Just had my first night sleeping in Bryce Canyon, and it was okay. Um, could have been worse, I guess. Um, I know when I did my practice camp back in May at White Pines in Illinois, I did not get any sleep that time, and I did actually get sleep this time. So I'll call that an improvement. This was my first time sleeping with my new sleeping bag. Sleeping bag was fine. Um, it's just that at a certain point in the night, you experience this thing that I guess people who camp all the time have gotten used to, which is that most of your body is extremely hot and everything from the neck up is extremely cold. But I made it okay, I guess. It was just a very long night, and yeah, I guess questioning whether this sleeping in the car thing is actually for me or not. But anyway, it is a very brisk 36 degrees outside this morning, which is far cry from the 72 that it was in the middle of the day yesterday. So, um, but yeah, I'm gonna get up and make some coffee and oatmeal and get the day going. The sun's not quite up yet, but it's about almost 7 o'clock, I think. So, yep. Good morning. All right, I am out for my first hike of the day. This is known as the Fairyland Loop, and it is a long one, about 8 miles, I think. But that means that there won't be many other people on the route, which is kind of part of the attraction for me. But it's supposed to be really pretty. Um, there's all these obviously they call them hoodoos, but this particular trail is apparently they have windows, these kind of just natural openings, hole kind of thing in the middle of the rock. So looking forward to seeing those. And unfortunately, my Polaroid camera, I dropped it and it is not working anymore. So I'm gonna have to get that fixed when I get back. But to be honest, I've kind of been using the 35 millimeter camera more anyway. Um, but temperature's increased. It's about 50 degrees now, I think. It was 36 when I got up. But yeah, just descending my way down into the canyon and looking forward to another nice day in Bryce Canyon. Whew. Hi there, me again. I am on my second hike of the day. It's about 5 o'clock, and I am deep down in the canyon, as you can see, which means that pretty soon I'm going to have to come back up out of the canyon. But that's okay, because that'll be fun. And it's been a really good hike. It's been a really good day. For this hike, I took the Navajo Loop down to the Peekaboo Loop, and now making my way up to Bryce Point. So, just been a great day, yeah. And tomorrow I will be at Zion. Well, good morning. I am at Zion National Park, and I am in the Narrows, and I am hiking through the river. And I waited on a lot of lines to get here, but it was very worth it. As you can see, this place is pretty incredible, and just gonna keep going up this canyon. There's parts where you can walk on the land, but just gonna be enjoying this hike. I've got my supposedly waterproof hiking boots on and my hydro skin socks, and yeah, I can feel water on my feet, but it's okay. It'll all dry out pretty quick. I've got extra socks, but this is awesome. Going to the deepest part. I need to put my backpack up. That's about it. All right, Narrows update. I'm maybe like a mile in or so. It got really deep at one point, like up to here on me. And in classic Charlie fashion, I had my phone, wallet, and keys in my pockets when I did that. So the phone is fine. The wallet is surprisingly fine. Even the money appears to be dry. And we'll find out about the car keys when I get back to the car, I guess. But I credit these pants, which like don't even show wet hardly. They're super quick dry pants. So yeah, it's awesome. It is a challenge, and it's a good challenge, but it's insanely beautiful through here. And gonna keep going. Yeah, still hiking the Narrows. Have no idea where I am, but I think I'm getting pretty close to the turnaround point. It's exhausting, but it's really awesome. It's just can't even describe it. But, ooh, that water's cold. All right, well, I made it to the turnaround point, which is where the river splits into Porterville Canyon on one side and Wall Street on the other side, and that's where most people turn around. Unless you want to continue for another like 4 hours or something, which I don't. But Porterville Canyon turnaround was my goal all along. It took me about an hour and a half to get there. I'm standing in the middle of a river right now, and I'm just very thankful for this stick. I found this stick at the entrance, and I couldn't have done it without this stick. And so I'm on my way back now, and yeah, it's been awesome. Well, here I am at the top of Scout's Landing after navigating 27 switchbacks, and it only took me a little over an hour. Very tired though. Gonna go back to. Hey buddy, I'm not gonna feed you. Did you climb up this mountain? I'm here with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the court of the patriarchs. This was the last thing I wanted to see at Zion, so this kind of wraps up that portion of the trip for me. Um, I did the Narrows, and I climbed up to Scout's Landing, and then I came and saw this, and now I'm going to go buy a sticker in the gift shop. But I just wanted to see these three. I believe it was a Methodist minister who gave them that name at some point in Zion's history. But yeah, I've just always seen photos and I thought they looked really cool. And they're named after people from the Old Testament. So pretty neat. Um, I am going to go to the visitor center and get back on the road and go back to Bryce Canyon now. Well, I'm back at Bryce Canyon and I am in my car getting ready to go to bed. And I guess I've just been reflecting on this trip overall, and the road trip part of the trip was amazing. Um, just I've driven on some really scenic highways and side roads and things, but I would say that the drive through Wyoming pretty much takes the cake as the best drive I've ever done. Um, and just driving around Utah, back and forth between Bryce Canyon and Zion, and between Park City and Bryce Canyon. That's been really great too. Um, and the national parks, I mean, it, that they're incredible. They're just spectacular beyond words. Um, Bryce Canyon is like being on another planet, and Zion is like being in like heaven or something. It's just they're both just beyond belief. And I mean, regardless of your ability to hike or anything, I would recommend that every single person in this world go to those places because they are just spectacular. And they've got hikes for people of all shapes and sizes. And I probably tried some of the more strenuous ones, um, like, hiking all the way down into Bryce Canyon and back up like twice in the same day. And then doing the Narrows today, followed by climbing up to the top of Scott's Landing. Um, but I wouldn't change anything that I did. They were really just great, really great hikes. And the camping has been okay. Uh, it's been a learning experience for me. And I won't say that I wouldn't ever do it again, but I would do it very differently if I did it again. Um, and I've just learned, I guess, what works for me as a person better, which is maybe not what works better for some other people. Um, but I enjoyed it, and I'm very glad that I had the experience. But yeah, not wasn't my favorite part of the trip. but but everything else has just been, you know, all A pluses, just gold stars, just fantastic. And I've met some interesting people. I met two people from Chicago, two separate people from Chicago on the same hike here in Bryce Canyon. And then when I was doing the Narrows, I got to talking to some guy. And when I was up at Bryce Point yesterday, some other person and his dad like started talking to me. And everybody's just been super nice. And so I came here thinking that I would maybe not say a single word to anybody the whole time I was here, but that ended up not being true. Everybody's been really friendly. So, you know, I have nothing but good things to say in that regard. And, but I am looking forward to sleeping in a regular bed, not inside my car, and eating regular food, not cooked on a Coleman stove or from somewhere on the side of the road. So, um, but yeah, just been a really great experience, and definitely, uh, uh, you know, an experience I won't ever forget.